Okay. Friday the 9th of July, part 2. I hope all of you who are so loyal and so good are able to find me again. Um, I was about to read for Emma when it all went kerflooey, and I have no idea why, and I apologize. I'm on a new machine so that we won't have troubles, and that's just not working well at all. Okay, so Emma. Emma, what the cards want you to know. Emma. Oh, nice. So if you're here, let me know if you're here because I can, a whole new comments box, and I just have to hope I remember who all came in. Um, Number 8, which is flow. Emma, I'd love to know what's going on for you. Whatever it is, there's a sense the orange border at the bottom is about fruiting. It's about reaping the rewards of things that have gone before, and whatever if you've had lots of studies and courses and credentials from the past, you're moving into a time when those are all going to inform what you're doing in the present, and you're going to reap the benefits of everything that has gone before. It's that kind of an energy, and really nice flow, like the figure eight, that lovely balanced symmetrical flow where the things that you need are coming towards you and the things that you don't need are just flowing away without causing you any problems. It's a really, really nice card, that one. Okay, if anybody's typing to me, I'm not seeing it, so that's an even more wonderful variation that we're getting today. I am so sorry. I was convinced that being, hello Stephen, I was convinced that being on this new Razzmatazzy machine was going to say solve all of the problems that came before. I will indeed read for you, Stephen. Hey, Mary Jane, you found me again. Okay, Emma, did you hear that? Because if not, there will be a recording, and you can track that down. I know Regina was here. She hasn't followed us yet. And Tanya was here. She'll find us. I'm going to read for Stephen just because he's first on this feed, and then Mary Jane, and then we'll see who joins us. Stephen. Oh, so I don't believe I know you, Stephen. I don't recognize your name. So I have no idea what's going on in your life. You have pulled the, oh, Laurie K. You have pulled the pay attention, number 29. It's the deadly nightshade. So lovely, luscious, shiny, red, juicy looking berries do not eat. So it's a caveat to just remind you to pay attention. If you're signing contracts, if you're making plans with somebody you don't know very well, if oh, there's so many different circumstances. If you get an email from a Nigerian prince, all of those things. Pay attention. Make sure that you're not just responding instinctively or just reacting to things. Stop and read the small print and ask all the right questions. The number 29, 2 is about your relationships. It's about your community, the people around you, and who you are when you're with them. 9 is about the connection among all things. It's that holistic energy that is life. When we add them together, we get an 11, and we add the two ones, and we get a 2 again. So it's very much about other people. And you can only take responsibility for yourself. You can't change them, but you do have to be aware that even though your own community, your family, your household, your colleagues, for the most part, no doubt have your back, but there are lots of people who don't. So you got to look after yourself. Pay attention. You are welcome. Amanda Lee, I am sorry that you are feeling that way. Gosh, there's a lot of people having issues. Mary Jane, I know you asked me for a card before we moved from that broken video. I just really hope that this one's going to hold. I'm sort of concerned that this computer's got some sort of a shutdown on it or something, a timer. So for Mary Jane, lovely card. Love this card. We have unexpected resources. Number 3. 3 is your point of inspiration. It's your intuition and your hunches and your first impressions and all of those things. It's lovely creative energy. And when you open up to all the different kinds of cosmic energy that can flow through you through that point, you will find there are all sorts of resources that you weren't aware of. This moss is able to gather enough sunlight, even on the forest floor, to be able to photosynthesize and create this lovely mossy, obviously mossy, lovely green soft bed that it becomes. And not a place you can see the litter on the forest floor. It's not a place that you would expect there were a lot of nutrients, but the moss finds it, right, and makes something wonderful of it. You are being called to open up your mind to resources that you're not necessarily aware of and not expecting and haven't looked for, but they're there. So when you open up, you go, oh my goodness, I can use that and do it that way, and let your intuition lead you. All right, Lori K, I am so sorry that you're dealing with such negative doings. Major water damage is definitely not what anybody wants. Did you have a big storm? Is it like rain coming in, or did an inside water pipe burst? What's... Not that I can change any of that, and it won't change your card, but I'm concerned for you. I'm so sorry. Okay, for Lori K. This is an interestingly happy card for such a miserable day. Curiosity. Curiosity. So I don't know if it's about asking the right questions in your condo, to your board, to your custodial staff, or that kind of thing. Ultimately, it's about asking why. Is always curiosity, right? So there's maybe reasons and things for you to bring out. The number is 35. 3 is that place of intuition and creative thinking. 5 is the place for expansion and progress and adapting to new things, and they're adding together into flow, which I trust is not the flow from anybody's pipe, but bringing you back through creative thinking, allowing that to expand what's going on. Find it, maybe it's about a new flow and a new way of being, not for the water, but for your thinking, for your living, for your stuff going on. Regina, you found us. I am so glad. I am so sorry. I have no idea what happened. Yeah, what can I tell you? So Regina, we have For you, we have number 22, keeping still. I have no idea where you are with things like lockdown, restrictive movement, any of that. Maybe this applies to where you are. The two twos, two is about other people. It's about relationships. It's about community. It's often about who you are when you're with other people. But in this situation, I think that you're keeping still because of stuff that other people are doing or deciding or creating. They're adding up to a 4, which is that really sensible, solid, foundational energy. It's just like the only sensible thing to do right now is to keep still. This rose bush has been hit with in an ice storm, so it's completely encased in ice and it can't move anyway, but even if it wanted to, there would be a lot of damage to it if you tried to pick it up and bend bits of it or anything. It would damage it awfully. The only thing for keeping it safe and keeping it healthy is to keep it still. And that's what Spirit is telling you right now. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Oh, Mary Jane. Okay. Yes, I certainly remember that. That's very cool. Okay, that was Regina, and we must make connection, Mary Jane. Amanda has a lot going on. I'm so sorry. You're feeling some negative energy too. Any directive? Any directive? Well, I don't know if what Spirit has in terms of direction for you, but hopefully this will help a bit. And I'm really sorry that you're feeling so badly. I don't recognize your name. I don't know if you've been here before. I have no idea where you are in the world. Okay, this is for Amanda Lee. Okay, this is quite a nice and positive card. Whoops, number 19 is a gorgeous number. This is the white pine, and it's a reminder when you're at the center of anything, and we're all at the center of our own lives, just as these centers within the needles from which the needles grow out. At the center, there are infinite possibilities for how many directions to go in. And the smallest adjustment at the center makes a huge difference with where they end up. So there's all kinds of potential and all kinds of possibility. And one of the important things in reading it when you get that card is about getting clear about where you want to go before you set off. Because if you start walking north and then suddenly realize that actually you'd be better off in the west, then you've kind of got to detour and backtrack and do stuff. Whereas if you sit at the center and you figure it out and you realize that west is the place, then it's much smoother making that trip, right? The number 19, love the number 19. The 1 is you, Amanda. It is that gorgeous central personality that has existed since the time of the Big Bang and will exist forevermore. And the 9 is the energy of the holistic energy of the interconnectedness of all things in the physical realm. And they add together, you and this physical world add together, and we get 10. So that's that 1 that is still your soul and your sense of self and yourself, and a 0, which is the whole cosmos, which is all things everywhere. And then we add those together and we have everything in the cosmos within you. And from there, all things are possible, right? What as Wayne Dyer used to say, what does that leave out? There's just so much potential, but it all depends on you getting clear about what it is that what's your aim, what's your goal, what's your direction, all of those things, finding your own clarity. And if there are ways I can help with that. My website's at joleith.com, and you can email me from there. I do private consultations. I do lots of, oh, live in Iowa. Randomly came across me. Well, that's kind of nice. Oh, anniversaries are hard. Very, very hard. I'm sorry. I don't, it's not that I don't. I do believe in the immortality of the soul. And your mom has made her transition away from physical life and into non-physical life, but I do believe that she is still present in some way. And indeed, your very existence is a sign that she was present, right? That's that's. I'm tickled pink, Mary Jane, that you are here. I had a grandmother called Mary Jane. I had a fleet of grandmothers for various reasons, and Mary Jane was one who was very present in my life. Laurie K, a pipe in the kitchen. That's horrible. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not seeing anybody. I'm in Ottawa. Yes, Mary Jane. It was nice. I'm in Ottawa, in Ontario, Amanda Lee. So now Tanya didn't follow us. Her handle is Tanya Lee. Just made me realize she found us the first time through. Okay. So yeah, Mary Jane Keane of a little village in the very north of England on Hadrian's Wall she called it Altasol. It's written Holt Whistle, but Altasol they call it. It's a good place. Her gran kept the spotted cow. You do not care. Neither should you. Just the Mary Jane opened up a drawer in my memory. What can I say? Tanya, yes, I am back. I was dressing up. I don't know what that means. I was freezing up, I bet. Carol, yes, and my whole computer shut down. I have no idea whether to credit I'm on a different laptop than last week because I've been having so much trouble. So that was a very unexpected thing to come upon. It was bizarre. Okay, hi Regina. Did I not? I read for Regina, didn't I? Regina? Yes, you had number 22, the Frozen Rose. So maybe these comments are coming out of order. All right, Tanya. I, of course, will read for you. 100%. Okay. So, Tanya, seeing you reminds me of the new deck that I bought last week, or that I got into my hands last week, that I've been doing some practice readings with. And if I don't know, but if you're willing to share a review of that, that would be lovely. Hello, Caroline Oxley. Okay, Tanya. Okay, we're getting a lot of this today. We had breathe, we had keeping still, and now we have delay. So Tanya, I don't know which area of your life this might be about. It's not anything that you can change. It's starting with a 2, which means it's about the community. It's about people outside of your energetic field. and circumstances, right? The zero is the cosmos. So other people plus the cosmos adding together into community, and the community always does contain all things. We know that. That was that it's not just holistic. There's another word that I want. But either way, daisy is the flower you see when you meditate. This isn't a daisy. This is rose hips. I'm not sure what I'm missing. The daisy, there is a daisy in the deck, an oxeye daisy, but this is not it, Tanya. I'm sorry. Caroline, would you, if you would like a card, let me know explicitly in the comments, would you please? So Tanya, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no idea what we're talking about. Yes, delay, not daisy. Is that what you saw? You saw daisy. Oh, that makes sense. All right. Not quite as goofy as we thought. I know there are many, many different aspects to your life, and to traveling to family and to work and to your immediate household. There's a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, I see that, Tanya. And I can't say for sure what it is that's being delayed or asking for more delay. I feel instinctively, I feel it's about trips north, but I don't know. I don't know. Caroline, when I was in school, my best friend was called Rosemary Oxley. So nice. Not a name I see usually. North of England. Hello, Alexis. How cool is this? I love it when there are new people. All right. So for Caroline. Oh, and I will. Oops. I will show you that I am using the Wisdom of the Garden Path deck, which is available on my website if you're interested. And of course, I do private readings with full spreads of them that can be very, very entertaining and informative. Okay, so this is for Caroline. Nice. Okay, number 24. Yes, Tanya, we will catch up for sure. So 24, we're getting a lot of 20s, a lot of places where people are being impacted by other people rather than by their own actions, which is very interesting. So 2, which is your community, it is your relationships, it is how you relate to people. And 4 is that really practical, solid, foundational energy that I like to say at least once on a Friday, and often other times, when we build something with 4 sides, it doesn't fall over. It's really stable and reliable and dependable. So, and we're adding up the community and the reliability, and we're getting a 6, which is the number for community service, and the knowledge that what you do improves the community on your way through it, right? So you can anticipate really good times and good outcomes from the things that you do. These are buds on a peach tree that are just getting ready to become leaves. They're so close, and so capturing that anticipation of being really, really close to coming into the thing that it is their job. Lorette, how gorgeous to see you. That's lovely. I hope things are well in Nova Scotia. Wow. I absolutely will pick a card for you. First of all, I have Alexis was here before you. And Alexis, you're new. This is very cool. Thank you for joining me. Welcome. And Caroline, too. I think you're a first-timer. is okay, Tanya. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Okay, this is Alexis. Little bit Alexis. Okay, so Alexis, we have number 33. 3 is your point of inspiration. So doubling that up, being doubly inspired about things is where we find passion and excitement, and we know that we absolutely have to follow whatever that dream is. They're adding up to a 6, so we're back again at that place of service, of improving the community on our way through it, and having by expressing your passion and doing what your passion calls you to do, everybody around you is going to benefit, and even people who are further away. Um, this is this is really really nice. In a lot of ways, I these cat's ears, the fruit of them, that these are seeds. They're like a dandelion seed. So an animal walking by is going to brush them, and they will break apart and cling to the fur, cling to the trousers if a person walks by, um, get themselves spread all over everywhere. The way that passion does, right? Because when we're passionate about something, we want it to spread as far as it possibly can. So just like these seed heads, it's all about sending it out into the world. So whatever you're working on, Alexis, whoops, I that is if you're not yet in touch with your passion, that's a whole other conversation. So I'd be thrilled if you got a hold of me through my website, which is joleith.com, spelled exactly like this page is. Lorette, I can't believe it. I don't know how long, 9, 10 years since I have seen you. It is lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so a card for Lorette. Don't have a specific theme today, Lorette. We're just letting Spirit lead us. This is gorgeous. I love it for you. This is the synthesis card. Hey, Cookie. Um, yes, Alexis. Yes, please do that. Or message me on here or do something. We will, I would love to talk to you. Number 15. So 1 is you, Lorette. It is that central identity that has always been you and always will be you. 5 is the number of growth and expansion and adapting to new circumstances and going spreading out in the world. And they're adding up to a 6, which again, we're getting lots of 6s today. It's about benefiting the community as you move through it. It's about the things that you do having a ripple effect that creates positive change in your household, in your village, in your province, in your whatever. It's really really nice. And you're doing this in this case through synthesis. These brambles, you can see they're all at different stages of development. And I think that's a lovely illustration for synthesis, which is about bringing things together from different places, from different fields, from different philosophies, bringing them together into something coherent. So the easy example is around baking a cake, right? You take eggs from the farm down the street, you take flour that's come from the prairie, you take vanilla that's come from the West Indies somewhere, you take sugar that's also from some huge refinery, and you put them all together and you make a cake. And it doesn't matter how far apart the things have come from. There might be cocoa from Madagascar, you're making a chocolate cake, Right? You are the one who chooses how to put things together. It might be that you're doing research and writing a book, and you're finding all the different things in all the different places to make your argument support your thesis, right? Whatever you're doing, you are gathering from a vast array of information or product or whatever, and you're creating the Lorette synthesis of what's able to go forward. That's really, really nice, and people are going to benefit from it. That 1 and 5 come together really nicely. Lovely card, lovely, lovely card. All right, so I have Cookie. Cookie. This is nice to see you. And touching wood, everything is working fine. All right, for Cookie, what the cards want you to know today this is lovely. Number 11. The empathy card. Love the number 11. This is a number of intuition and connection. I love the symbolism of it. Oh, Lorette, I'm glad. That's good. Good. And please don't be a stranger. It's so lovely to see you. 1 is the number for our central identity, right? Each of us, our universe starts with our presence and our ability to perceive the universe. So each of us is living in our own perception of what is in the physical realm. We have 2 of these standing side by side, making for the 11. And of course, when we add them up, we get a 2, which is the number for community, for relationship, for sometimes it's about a couple, not always. In this card, the bright yellow of this goldenrod is reflective of the solar plexus chakra, which is the seat of the personality. Is the place where we keep our self-image and our self-esteem and our self-honoring and all of those aspects of personality. And this yellow is reminding us of that, and it's speaking to the fact that when we are centered in ourselves and connected with all of that self, that is when we can look at somebody else, the second one, and we can allow them to have their reality and their perceptions and their center. Thank you, Lorette. We'll talk. You can be really empathetic. You don't have to have their experience in order to be kind and sympathetic and caring about what their experience is, because they're not taking anything from you when you are centered. You know, I don't know what you know that you're purple, right? And whatever that means about your identity, about your way of being, about your responses to things. But you've defined yourself and you've decided, I'm Cookie and I'm purple. And then you meet somebody else and they are just so green. They are green all over, and they're green and green and green. And you are not even slightly green because you're all purple. But you can honor them in their greenness, right? You can look and say, wow, you're really centered in your green. And you can recognize really centered because you're really centered. And them being green doesn't take away in any way from your being purple. So the ability to empathize is a direct result of you being grounded and centered in what you do and feel and think and want. Is this making any sense at all? For some reason, Cookie, that's what the cards want you to know. It's very cool. Very, very cool energy. I like it. And it speaks to your evolution as a spirit having a human experience. as you reach that place of being 11ish and being empathetic, because I know that you can be, and you will be, and you are. All right, has anybody new come in? I'm not seeing anybody since Lorette left. Okay. That is so nice. I'm so glad. Lorette and I used to both work at the same centre in Wilmot, Nova Scotia. Wonderful place. If you're ever in Wilmot, go find Nan's Rock Shop. I have no idea whether Lorette is still there. I am not. You're welcome, Francis. Didn't realize I was going to deliver an entire sermon on the number 11, but there you go. It does get me excited. It does, it does. All right. What else? Who else? Not seeing. Who's still here? Because I do have some other decks. We can play. We can have a good time. We can do all sorts of things. I have some charms that are sometimes kind of fun. That, in fact, Cookie, your Aunt Frances, I was doing a thing with her. Hey, Carol, you always stay. You're so lovely. Thank you. I was doing a thing with Aunt Frances in the north, and I reached in to pull a charm, not even thinking about it. And when I pulled it out, it said on the back something, I think, practice kindness, which I didn't know that she needed that message. But then when I turned it over, it was a hummingbird. And of course, you know, Frances, how very attached to hummingbirds your Aunt Frances is. So it was kind of cool. All right. Carol in Florida. Are you interested in seeing what charm comes for you? There's you, and there's Cookie, and I don't know who else is here. It says somebody else is here, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So Carol, yes? All right. So Cookie, let me know. See what sticks to my finger for Carol in Florida. Okay, it says dance, and it's a little pair of ballet slippers. I don't know if you get to go down to any particular place, or whether this is about dancing around in your own home, turning on the music, which is something I sometimes do, I have to confess. But that's really nice. I like the ribbony. It's sort of about ballet, very graceful, very gliding through life. So I hope you can glide in your world. That's kind of cool. All right, and Cookie, who I could call you Frances when your Aunt Frances isn't here, but I never think of that. All right. And we have, oh, nice. Okay. So this, it's a hand with the spiral on it. It's rather lovely, and it reads healing on the back. I have a special on Reiki sessions, online Reiki at the moment. So if that's something that speaks to you, or anybody else who's watching or seeing the video, it occurs to me I didn't draw a community card, and before the collapse of the first video, Debbie asked for a card and said she would catch it on the replay. So I'm going to do that while I think of it, or I will forget. All right, so yes, I hope those in some way contribute to your day. Community card for anybody who's watching the video, anybody who didn't make it in real time, Or if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, like and follow the page, right? So for the community, for the people who are not here, interesting. We have complexity. Complexity. This is a grapevine in the winter with no leaves and no clarity about where the next crop of leaves might form itself. The 2 and the 3, 2 for community, 3 for inspiration, adding together to growth. It is it's very complicated right now as we're starting to, where I'm in Ontario in Canada, and we're beginning to open up more and more aspects of the economy and the different businesses and that kind of thing, with a lot of new limits and restrictions and it's very new and it's very complicated, so that the community, the creativity that has had to come from business owners, from people redesigning the route through different places, that kind of thing, a lot of that. But in order to expand and move out and get out of our lockdown situations, it is complicated. So that's a fairly logical card, it seems to me. All right, Debbie, at minute 41. Debbie. Oops. Again, don't know what's going on with you, Debbie. We haven't talked for a while. But 25, again with the 2s and the 5s and the 7. Celebrate. Love the hawthorn. Love the springtime blossoms. It's such a it feels like a celebration. Feels like a festival to me. But what can I say? So sometimes things are going on that are simply wonderful, and we want to dance around and we want to celebrate them. Other times we need to remember, because there's really simple basic stuff like breathing and waking up and walking around that we take so much for granted, and we forget it's even happening. And sometimes it's worth sitting down and remembering that we do breathe and wake up and walk around, and that's worth celebrating. Every day's a miracle. It's absolutely amazing. So 2 for the community, 5 for growth and expansion, coming together as a 7, which is the teacher. It's about learning and setting an example, people learning from you as you go through. So I think in a lot of ways, it's just calling for a really positive outlook, so that people who are looking to you, for example, are seeing how wonderful life is, are seeing you celebrate just moving through the world and moving through your day. And there's a really wonderful teaching in that, because the more we do celebrate, the more we have to celebrate. So I guess that is how that goes for Debbie. All right. Is there anybody else? You know what? It's 3 minutes too. The hour has gone very quickly. All right. Oh, Haley, hello. Did you want a card before I will be shutting her down on the hour, but we have time. If you would like a card, I am reading from The Wisdom of the Garden Path, which is a deck that is available on my website and other places too. We are just reading, asking, thank you, asking the cards what they want us to know today. So for Haley, Haley, oh, I love this card. I love all these cards, but I love this card. Okay, so you have drawn meaning, and it's a picture of barley in full fruit. This is a lovely message, and if you are doing the work of discerning the meaning of your life and the meaning of human life in the cosmos, the meaning of Haley's life, any of those things, and if you're not, then maybe this is a call to start doing that. So 1 is the number 4 in this position in this case. It's always a number of beginnings. And when we're looking at this, this is about where your universe begins, that place in you that is Haley, from which you see the world, right? So your central personality is that number 1. 8 is the lovely, symmetrical, balanced flow of cosmic energy, the seen and the unseen, the in-breath and the out-breath. It is that it's the very flow of life, right? And then we add them together. In numerology, we always add until there's a single digit. And we get a 9 here. And 9, of course, is the highest, because when you get 10, you add them together, you're back at 1 again. So 9 contains all of the energies, all of the essences of the physical realm, everything coming together, and of course having meaning for us as spiritual beings, and for the whatever intellectual and emotional and mental growth that we're going through. Our spiritual, of course, meaning is about finding the spiritual meaning for our experiences in the physical realm. So the barley, it was when the first farmers were able to plant and grow a crop and predictably have food in one place, that they didn't have to follow the protein across the steppes. That's when they could sit around the fire at night and look at the stars and contemplate the meaning of life. The crop, the first bread, the first beer, all of those things that came with growing barley, it's really changed what it meant to be living the human experience. So I think that's lovely. And if you're working on that aspect of life, then you might be interested in a numerology chart. Shall I try and upsell you now? That would be it always feels really wrong when I do that. However, I do numerology charts. I have been working with numerology since 1983, so I'm beginning to get the hang of it. And I would love, if you are interested in something like that, you can message me here, or you can go to my website, joleith.com, and there's a contact us tab. You can drop me an email in there, or figure out another way of contacting me here. Very, very cool. Lovely to meet you, Haley. It's always nice to see new names. I'm reasonably sure I haven't seen your name before. And I will be back here at 2 o'clock Eastern time next Friday. I have been here for many Fridays. I think this is 66 in a row. So Anne, you're late. I do love you. You're yes, all right. Okay, 2 minutes past. You've very barely made it. Mary Jane, you are so welcome. I'm so tickled you're still here. And I hope that if you have events, if you do, I don't know if people are starting to do the girls' night in or any of those things. I do Zoom parties. I do I'm not going out yet, but anything online if you're arranging any something with maybe fewer than 50 staff from the school board, I would do that again. I had such a good time, but I am available for all kinds of different events, Mary Jane, if you're interested, and you want a card. You who is that your deal? I because I know you and because we were talking earlier, I might just draw you a card even without explicit permission, because I know that's what you want. I know you want it. I know exactly what this is about. You know that woman you keep seeing in the mirror? This is about her. This is a new love. It's number 3, which is the place where cosmic information flows through you. It's creativity, it's new ideas, it's new stuff. And it's the one which is your central identity. And this is a 31 and not a 13. It totally fits where you're at, I do believe. Um, the intuitions, the hunches, when you can get out of the way from all of the voices that other people have put in the way, and just allow the love of the universe to flow through into you, into that central beautiful soul that you are, and they add together to a 4, which is that solid reliable energy that doesn't fall over as you make a new base to build on for your future, to set down a far more stable and reliable base than you've maybe had before, and to be in a place of loving your life and loving yourself and loving your strength and loving your abilities, and loving all of those parts of yourself that other people have not loved and have questioned the value of. You get to blow that all out of the water and just get on with the 31. It is the creative, originating cosmic thought coming through and revealing your one, rather than your one going out and looking for it. That's why it is the 31. That's a gorgeous card for you, Anne. That's exactly the right card to get today. I really do believe that. Yes, absolutely. New love for yourself. New appreciation for yourself. New honoring by clearing away all the crap that other people have piled onto you self, right? Yes. I know, right? That's very cool. That's such a good card for you. I like it. I like it. You're welcome. So good. So good. That's perfect. All right. I have an event to go to in Petaluma, California. So I'm going to go, and anybody who's messaging me, it's going to be an hour, and then I will start answering. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Do everything that you need to keep yourself safe and your community, your loved ones, the people that you come in touch with. I will be back here next Friday at 2 o'clock. And in the meantime, yes, everybody be kind. Dave King's sign off. Be kind. Be kind. Be clever. Be something else. It's the very Australian use of the word clever because it's Dave King. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. And going so soon, you. I will, yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. Namaste. Take care.